got me good in a hole that I just can't diffuse. But I know, the tricks up your sleeve. 'Cause you and I used to sing just to pass by the time, and I can't let go without a partial thought to where our song may flow. Some ring away, but the echo of yours seem to stay. And lately when I listen close, what I hear may be fake. See, you be real now, and I'll be honest, that what we've got here is truly harmonic. And I can search just to hear the same sound play. But why would I when you're standing here right in front of me? Truly harmonic. Oh, you've got me good. It's a concept I just can't refuse. But you had to see through what seemed without flaw. So you may say that the anthem of ours long away. Maybe it's true. So when this sound leaves my ear, I can't help but to sing it again. Hope that if I sing it out, maybe you'll comprehend. I've been around now, and all is silent. What we've got here is truly harmonic. So when you think of me and the lyrics that we used to sing, and take them for then what they appear. 'Cause all along, I'll admit that it's all just a song, but maybe it's more than singing to me. Do we exist if the sound of our music stops playing? 'Cause maybe the next time around things won't be the same. They'll exchange. See, you be real now, and I'll be honest, that what we've got here is truly harmonic. And I can search just to hear the same sound play. But why would I when you're standing here right in front of me? Truly harmonic.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode, chapter, reality show, whatever you want to call it, of the Business Pal Hour with Darren and the Music Man. Hey.
Hey.
What's up
How are
with
you doing, Mr. Music Man?
Yo, boy. What's up?
How are you?
Okay. What's going on?
Where are we going with that?
Busy? You busy this week?
Oh, my God.
That's what you get for being an accountant.
It's a tax time.
That's right.
It's a busy time of the year. So another week or so, it should start easing up a little bit for me. I'll have all my corporate stuff done. So
That's the 15th.
That's the 15th, next Friday. So working hard until then. But I took the time to come here and hang out with you.
Well, that's really great.
You know, it's real.
I'm so happy that you're here.
I know you
Nice
are.
to share the space with you. By the way, that's the door. I'm going to hit you on the way out.
I pay half the rent, right?
You pay half the rent.
So.
That's correct. That's like, you have to tell him that. Don't tell him that.
No, don't tell him that. Yeah. Well, he knows. He's always looking for the rent.
Well, let's say, Jimmy, let's give it up for Jim.
Hey, Jim, how you doing, Jim?
Jim, our engineer.
Guys, thank you.
Jim is back. Jim was out sick for a while, and
Yes.
He's back with us. So welcome back, Jim. We're happy to have you back.
Yeah, we apologize.
They cleaned up that plague.
That's
out of
it.
my system.
It's crazy, right? Good
We
thing.
apologize for not having our show last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Jim was not well. So we're
Jim
glad
was
that
not
he's
well.
back.
Yeah,
and
but
happy.
thank God he's
Amen.
doing better.
Thank God that you're back here
help
now.
for that.
It's good. We're going to be back. We're going to be on Monday. Now the 11th. We're
Monday
making up
night,
that
the
show.
11th, to make up for last week, we're going to have a great little charity on,
We're having
Right.
Alzheimer's.
right?
Which
Alzheimer's
really has
Association's
a
coming
lot
on.
to do with the people that we have in here
Yeah.
tonight.
But before that, last time we were on, if you guys remember, we had a T-shirt giveaway because we had our friends Big Frog
Yes,
on,
we did.
right?
And now sponsors.
And
Big
now
Frog.
Big Frog is now sponsoring. So we're going to be giving away one T-shirt per show. And they actually did a redesign. If you remember, it was just a picture of Norm and I. And Jim, if you can get a good shot of this. But here's the new shirts. We want to see what you guys
I got
think.
a shot of it. I don't know.
Oh,
if
yeah?
it's a good shot.
Those are better pictures than the other pictures.
Well, Jim was very happy. Jim got one. So Jim was
He
very
got
happy.
one? He's
you
good?
know.
I'm wearing it to bed today.
He's wearing
That's
it.
good.
That's going to be his night shirt.
That's your night
So,
show. That's interesting.
You know, and our guests are going to be receiving these shirts, and that's all courtesy of our friends at Big Frog Selden.
and
all
you
right?
can reach them at 631-616-5115 and tell them you heard it here on the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man, a.k.a. Norman Wasserman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
let's
yeah.
get
Ready?
to the show. I'm ready.
All
You
right.
ready?
They did
I'm
pay
ready
for
to
it,
rock
so
and
we might
roll.
as well
Let's
give them some
go.
time, right? Look how tense she looks. I mean, she's so
Well,
tense.
we want to welcome our friends Lauren and Doug from Orchard Estates.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome tonight.
Thank you.
What the heck is what? You know what Orchard Estates
I have
is?
no idea what Orchard
What's
Estates
it?
is.
It's Orange Grove?
It could be. Can you guys tell us a little bit about Orchard Estates, what you guys do?
Doug, you give it to us.
Sure. So Orchard Estate of Woodbury is Woodbury's first assisted living community, coming to you in August of this year.
What's an assisted living community for those people that do not know?
Sure. So we're caring for or supporting folks that for both memory care that have memory care needs.
As in dementia?
As in dementia, yes,
Right.
dementia, Alzheimer's. And we're providing care for folks that maybe just need minimal assistance.
So
Usually, sorry,
Knee
go ahead.
injuries, things like that.
No, it's a little more significant than that. So
Okay.
typically it's seniors, right? So our average age is about 80 to 85 years old.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
most-
almost ready.
So wait,
Yeah.
I see these places popping up all over the place.
Sure.
Right, especially here on Long Island, we're getting a
Right.
tremendous amount of them. So, why is there such a demand?
Well, everybody always asks me, why are they building another one? What people don't realize is there are 135,000 people on Long Island that are over the age of 80.
Wow.
And just 15 years ago, that number was 110,000. So Long Island is getting older because people are living longer. So when we have an aging baby boom population. So 10 years ago, we had about 65 assisted living facilities on Long Island. Now it's around 90.
All right,
And
so
that number is going to continue to increase as our population continues to age.
all right, let's freeze right there for a second. Well, let's go back in time. You are too young. I mean, really. And you were the director of Orchard, correct?
Yeah, so I'm the executive director.
You're the
Yes.
executive director, and you are the vice president of sales,
No, Director of Community Relations.
which in essence means in English.
Sales and marketing. I'm sales and marketing.
Exactly.
There's two
So
of
like
us.
I said-
I'm external.
There you go. All right.
Her job is to go out and meet and greet.
And you blame her? I mean,
and
I
let
would
her-
love to meet her too.
Everybody,
Well, thank you.
she lets the world know about Orchard Estates.
Okay.
I do. I meet
So-
as many people as I can.
But you didn't grow up wanting to be working at Orchard
Well, you don't
Estates.
know that. Maybe they did grow up wanting to.
Come on,
work
he
with
hasn't
assisted
grown
living.
up yet. He's and you were a little bit older than this gentleman happens to be. By the way, St. Patty's Day is coming up next
don't
week.
say-
Before
wait
I
Wait,
get.
no,
wait,
you
let's
really-
back up a
you
little
really-
bit
you
there.
really
Stop,
screwed us
stop.
up.
No,
Stop.
I'm a little bit older.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Wait a second.
No,
you can't say she's
Thank you,
older
Dad.
than
I said a
him.
little bit.
No,
I mean,
you can't
he's like
do
10.
You can't say
Oh my
that.
God! What are the cardinal rules? Two things you never do to a woman: you never say they're old, and
But
you
I'm
never
not
say
married.
they're
I'm
heavy.
never gonna see
you
her
never
again.
ask them
What's
how
the
much they
difference?
weigh.
Trust me. Oh, you'll
That's
Wait a
right.
second,
We both
you
know I won't be
Lauren
seeing you again.
You know Lauren for a long time.
Yes, I do. Yes,
know
I
each
do.
other
So I
for
could get
years.
away with
So he
certain
breaks the
things.
cardinal rules.
All
Every
right.
week
So
we
back
have
in the
it.
day.
So go ahead.
Okay, ladies first.
Sure.
Okay.
When you were younger,
Correct.
And you were growing up in high school, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You were thinking about your future and going to college and whatever it may be. What made you get into where you are now? What led you down that path?
I've always loved public relations and marketing. I've always worked for, I started out in a top agency at Edelman Worldwide right out of school. I got fortunate to have that job. And I worked in some healthcare clients. At the same time, I had a side job. I was a fitness trainer for everybody from kids up to seniors. And I always loved working with the seniors. And my mom tells me the story that when I was 5 years old, I was on an airplane and I sat in the row in front of her. And the entire trip, I chatted up this elderly woman next to me. And she said, "You have to work with seniors." And I had a close relationship with my grandmothers. So if you want to bring me to here, I'll tell you, right before this job, I worked for Home Instead Senior Care. And during that job, I visited many assisted living communities. And I found myself frequenting our first benchmark community in Smithtown more than all of the other ones. And that was because of every time I went there, I got the hugest hello. Everybody hugged me. It was just such a warm place. And all I wanted to do was then work for Benchmark because when you get that feeling, right? So I was very fortunate to meet Doug early on. And even more fortunate that he hired me. and you know, I believe it stems from the top. And we have an extremely passionate CEO, and that trickles down to every employee in this company, and in turn onto our residents. And you feel that when you walk into each and every
So
benchmark
he has a
community.
really clear vision of how he wants it to be, and he really gets everybody to buy into that.
He does. He's extremely
Right.
passionate. He's approachable. He's a leader.
All right, but
Correct.
before we continue, those of you that want to call in and say hello and talk to Lauren or Doug, the number is 631-415-1365. That's 631-415-1365 to call in and say hello. And I invite anyone out there who has a mom, senior, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, cousin, whatever it may be, you have questions. So call up and ask Doug and Lauren whatever kind of questions that you have. And we're going to give off their phone. Actually, if you look straight ahead, you're going to get their phone number is 516-272-4781. After tonight's television show, you'll be able to call in and set up appointments and go down and see this beautiful brand new building. And Doug, you tell us, when you were on your playground, or when you were playing basketball.
So wait, we got to sum up Lauren's thing.
No, we're not finished with Lauren
Lauren
yet.
actually, if you listen to what she said, was from the time she was little, she always wanted to work with seniors.
That's correct.
So we
So
got
this
that.
is something that she's always wanted to do. So your original assumption that she didn't was wrong.
Yeah, well, that won't be the first time. Okay.
Thank you, Darren.
All right, Lauren, I just wanted to make sure we
man.
pointed that
We're on the
out.
same page, me and you.
If he didn't have these pythons over here. Doug?
Yeah, so
Back
my
in the day.
background education-wise is somewhat similar to Lauren's in that I pursued schooling in more corporate communications and PR and that sort of thing as well. I graduated college and found myself in sales for a few years, but ended up having a close family member who had been in senior living for many years and was kind of educating me about what the field was like, and certainly it was a great opportunity or a great field to pursue, and I too found myself always gravitating towards older family members, having a really close relationship with my grandparents as well. So I was fortunate enough to get into it at a young age, and as an executive director, I've been doing this for about 11 years now, which
that's
is pretty
great.
cool.
How long have you
and
been an executive director?
for all of those 11
11
years?
years?
So,
You started from the
I think I'm
get-go?
young today.
What'd you do?
should
Your
have
uncle
seen
owned
me
the bill?
11 years ago.
Who walks in
But,
as executive director?
26, right? Going on.
God bless you. Good
27.
stuff.
So, yeah.
Must be the dimples.
It must be, right? It must be.
They work,
But,
right?
So I think that's why I was kind of long standing in the field is really the connection with the people that we're serving, and not only just the residents that live with us, but it's their families as well, and I think that's why you stick around for a while.
So it's one of those things where you're bringing home or bringing that family feeling and keeping it together.
For sure.
These people are just not moving into your facility and feeling like, okay, I've been locked away in a closet, so to speak. They really become part of the family there.
Absolutely.
Do you ever have anybody check in and then check out? I was in your business for a short while, And there were some times where the seniors just didn't want to be there, no matter what you do. And it's sad. It's sad because they don't have their home anymore. The house is up for sale, and the adult kids don't have room, and some of them just don't want to bother.
Sure.
You know, and they go to a place like Orchard Estate, and they're beautiful places like Orchard Estate, and they have great foods and all this other kind of stuff, but they just don't want to be there.
We're very understanding of that, and there's a little bit of a stigma attached right now. I think it's going to change in years to come, but right now to the assisted living kind of name, because they associate it sometimes with the nursing home, and we are everything but that. So,
What's the difference between Orchard and a nursing home?
well, I'll let you answer that.
What
Sure.
makes you Orchard unique? What's your unique
Well, we actually.
proposition?
I'm sorry, I told you the answer, but
You're on a roll.
we actually, our company has an enhanced assisted living license. We can take our residents till the end of life.
Okay,
So-
so that means an enhanced assisted living means you can take them right to the end of life? So if you didn't have that license, if they were coming up to the end of life, they would have to move out. Right, okay.
Yeah, I mean, to your question, Norm, in what is the difference between the two, there's a few things that are truly considered skilled needs, and so there is a certain line that we can't cross, but it's very rare. If someone's not looking for aggressive treatments or things of that nature at the end of life stages, we can certainly support them at our communities and help them pass on in their homes. So.
Do you give medication? So you'll have
Yes.
skilled nursing. Do you hire nurses directly, or do you use a service?
So we hire directly. So we'll have a team of registered nurses, LPNs, certified nurses aides, and home health aides as well. And they're all our people. They're a part of our team. They're our family.
So, I mean, do these people come in and they live there for years, or they're coming in on a short-term basis because they're recovering from something? How does that work?
It's a great question. I'll
Sure.
continue to go. So, I think, the average person lives in assisted living for maybe 2.5 to 3 years on average, but certainly you have your outliers that are there for a very long time and for a short time. The majority of our folks that are moving to us, the average resident is between 80 and 85 years old,
Whoa.
maybe needs assistance with one or two activities of daily living, one or two things in their life that they just need a little bit of help with.
Right.
That's kind of your typical resident with us, and we certainly have folks that need a lot more assistance. And then we have folks that are there because they don't want to cook or clean or any of those things anymore at home, and we can do all of that for them. So,
Now, you don't have any independent living in your building, correct?
so we're traditional, like a true assisted living community model.
Okay.
So we'll have folks that are considered independent that aren't on care services living with us. But we're not your typical independent living model where you would have a large apartment with a large kitchen, washer, dryer, all that kind of stuff. That's not typically what we do. Usually you'll have a smaller version of that in a typical assisted living community.
At the age that you're talking about, the 80, 85 range and so on,
Yes.
do you have many couples, or is it mostly, I would imagine it's mostly singles, right?
Yeah, I think you'd be surprised, right?
We have singles, but we have couples as well. We have both.
I know, because I took a look on your website today, and I was reading some of the things that are on there. One thing that I was really impressed with, which a lot of assisted living buildings do not have, is a dementia unit.
Yes.
And you have a skilled dementia
We
unit
specialize
on
in
there.
that.
You want to address that a little bit?
Sure. So we do. We have a memory care specific program. We follow a mind and memory approach. It's an all-inclusive care program within our memory care part of the community. So it's one thing. Our very first community. We refer to all of our buildings as communities, by the way. But our very first community at Benchmark 20 plus years ago in Massachusetts was an all memory care building. And 22 years later, it's certainly something that we specialize in.
It's a big need. It's a big,
Oh, for
especially
sure.
with the elderly. And Monday night when we have the Alzheimer's Association on, we're going to learn more about that. But right now, we have to take a little bit of a break. We've got to pay a couple of bills here. All right. So my
You didn't
friend,
pay your bills?
we got to pay bills. So
So what are we doing?
you're gonna do that read, my friend.
Oh,
Alright.
I know this guy. I know.
You know them,
I
right?
know all
They're
about
friends
it.
of ours.
CBMS.
Yes, CBMS.
Cool,
There
that's
you go,
really,
my
really
friend.
cool. All right, CBMS. What does CBMS stand for? Do you know what it stands for?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
what
but
this
it
is.
sounds good. It's catchy. For those of you who don't know who you're watching right now, my name is Norman. I just wanted to tell you about a great asset for your company. This asset I am referring to is CBMS Consulting Services. Now, our viewers and listeners are mostly business owners from New York to Hawaii, and that's a fact. They're small, medium-sized business owners who need their businesses to grow and can't figure out why they're not growing at the speed that they would like it to grow. So if you are one of these people and you're not getting the significant results you want, if this is you, then you need to speak to the experts at CMBS Consulting Services immediately, if not sooner. CBMS business coaching programs will give you very powerful business systems that will drive your strengths and challenges and your weaknesses to be truthful about what is really happening and not telling you what you want to hear, but tell you how to correct the issues that are troubling you. So if you feel like your company is not growing or achieving the results that you want, then reach out and get in touch with our friends at CBMS Consulting Services today. You can reach them at 631-721-4347. That's 631-721-4347. Or you can visit their website at www.cbms.co, not .com, .co. And tell them that you'll ask them to make your vision and dreams come true. And I know because I'm a client.
Very good. All right, we're back. Nice job, Norman.
Let's hear it for CBMS.
Let's hear it for CBMS.
Come on, CBMS.
Yeah.
All right.
They're one of our truer sponsors. They've been with us since day one, right?
Exactly.
You know,
More ways than one.
since I've joined the show.
As a matter of fact. As a matter of fact. Okay.
All right. So before the break, we were talking about how our seniors, and I know I'm trying to be as delicate as possible with this. Dementia is a big issue with our seniors.
Mhm.
Do you find that your population in your facilities, is that most of your population, or?
Well, our community has 89 apartments, and we've dedicated 24 of those apartments to dementia,
Okay.
to memory care. So, we're trained in it, we take it
20% or so,
seriously.
22% of your apartments.
And
Yeah, sorry. When we're full, we'll have about 101 residents, and of that group, about 34 will be folks with a true diagnosis of dementia.
So do you have couples move in, they'll stay in the same room, and
they could, if one of them has dementia, then they would both stay in that room.
Okay, so if they came to you and both of them came to you, one of them didn't have dementia, then you would split them up into
No,
separate
they could.
rooms?
If they chose to split up, but if they wanted to stay together, they would stay in the dementia unit. We can't take somebody with dementia and put them into assisted living. But
Right.
we could take the one without it and put him with their spouse in dementia.
I gotcha.
So yeah,
Okay.
and unfortunately, it's a growing problem. More and more people are getting dementia. One of the things that I do is I go around for a few years now to local libraries and rehabs, and I teach people the difference between dementia and normal memory loss.
Mhm.
And I play games with them so they know how to stimulate their minds. It's very, very important to stimulate their minds. And that's where an assisted living community comes into play, because they get stimulation there. They can play board games there. Our community has activities all day long, outings.
You have, and I don't mean to cut you
That's
off,
okay.
but you have very high functioning residents and some low functioning residents, right? So
Correct.
if I came there and say I just couldn't walk anymore, but all my other faculties were working well and I was doing, I could do everything, there would be enough activities to keep me busy,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So what type of activities are we talking about?
Well, one of the things we do is when we like to have a close relationship with our residents. And when they come in, we want to know everything about them, and we call it memorable moments. And we want to know where they were born, what pets they had, what they loved to do. So we write that down and we keep notes. And if they love bingo, we'll set up a bingo game, mahjong, poker, whatever it is. So we cater to them, and we're small enough to be able to do that.
Right.
You walk in, hey Darren, not hey. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, we have that close relationship. We care about our residents.
I got
You ever turn
Yeah.
anybody away? I would imagine sometimes you have to.
I guess it depends on the circumstance. We haven't yet. We're getting very nice people from the area. A lot of people coming to us from Plainview, Woodbury, Syosset, Melville, even Wantagh today. So we're getting a really good response from the area. Our Smithtown community with our first one, they got a very good response as well. People are very welcoming. This will be our 60th location.
60. Wow.
60s. When we first got together, you were at 58, and it takes years to build these. You guys are doing really great.
They
Is
do
it one
a
of those
great
Insta
job.
buildings that pop up?
No. It's a beautiful building, by the way. We're going to be
is beautiful.
super modern, grays, whites, blues. It's beautiful. It really is. But, our company does a great job of seeing where the need is. And they go, and Long Island, there's a need here, as I had mentioned at the beginning of our show. And, so we will be popping up in other locations as well. We're very strategic.
Do you have any locations in mind where you're thinking about going?
Yeah, I think so. So we're
We
still
got a call in.
Or maybe somebody ask if they have a credit card number.
Hi, welcome to the Business Power Hour.
Good evening.
You're on with Darren and Norman. What can we do for you?
Hi, this is Lori. I'm calling from Benchmark in Massachusetts. How are you?
Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori. How you doing?
Hey, Lori.
Good. I just wanted to say how excited we are about our new community, Orchard Estate in Woodbury, and the response we've gotten from Long Island has been amazing. It seems to be a need for some quality senior living in the area, and the team there, we've gotten such positive feedback, so we're just really excited, and I just wanted to call in and say that.
Well,
Well, if these
that's
two
fantastic.
people are representative of what Benchmark has to offer, as soon as I'm ready, I'm signing up.
And
That might be just in a couple more
Well, I was
weeks.
just-
We welcome you.
He's not too far off.
Thank you, Norm, and thank you,
It's all right.
Lori.
I want a
That was
discount,
nice.
though.
Hey, Lori, can I ask you a question? Where in Massachusetts are you calling from?
I'm calling from Natick.
Mavic. Where is Mavic?
Natick, it's west of Boston, 15,
West of
20
Boston.
minutes
We're
west
based
of Boston.
in Waltham, but she's...
Well, I
Oh, so are you a
gotcha.
Yankee fan?
Yeah, she's a Yankee fan.
We are not Yankee fans
Oh, then your phone call is
at
over.
all.
You can't ask about Yankee fans.
Oh, I can do it. I'm in New York. This is our show.
This is
I
our
can
show.
do
We're
whatever I
Yankee
want.
Well,
We wish you a well season, though. We hope you do well.
yeah,
We
we
hope
nice
you do well
Benchmark is.
as long as you finish up behind us. We
Yeah.
wish you well.
Well, Lori, thank you for calling. Is there anything else you want to mention about these great? These guys are great representatives. We just want to say.
Just terrific, really.
They are. We're so proud of everything that they're doing and the connections they're making in the community. Benchmark is really about human connection, and we don't want to just bring assisted living and memory care to the area. We want to be a part of the community and help all seniors and their families, whether they need assisted living or not. And the team there working with the Little League and working with the food bank, and really want to be a part of the community because we understand how important all-encompassing things are, and the team there completely embraces that and has gone above and beyond to really step out of just the assisted living memory care arena to do more in the Woodbury community.
Well, that's
Well,
fantastic.
thank you so
Lori.
much for calling. Thank you for your input.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us on tonight, too. It's
And,
exciting.
It's our pleasure.
And Lori,
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do for our seniors. We really appreciate it.
Just
Thank
remember
you.
my
Bye-bye.
name, so when you see me on the directory, you can say, I
Yeah,
remember
just-
that guy.
Yeah,
We'll see. You'll get a nice welcome basket from us in Massachusetts
I'm gonna leave my
with maybe
name
some
on.
Yankees paraphernalia. We'll see.
There you go, Lori. You got him pegged.
There you go.
All right. Take care.
All right,
Thank
Lori.
you.
Thanks for
Thanks,
calling
Lori.
in.
Have a good weekend.
Bye
Have a good
bye.
weekend. All right.
That's nice. So you got a bunch of nice people that
I
work
told you, I would never lie to you.
there. Okay.
All right. So we got a great question from one of our frequent viewers, Mr. Cohen. Remember Mr. Cohen?
Boy.
Brian, how are you tonight, Brian? All right. So he wants to know how much does art and music therapy play into the activities that you guys supply to your guests?
It's a great question. I think that's certainly a huge part of our...
Don't tell him it's a great question because you
Well,
don't know
Brian,
this
okay,
guy.
Brian's going to be like, I got a great
If
question.
it wasn't for me, I wouldn't have had a
But it
question.
is a really good question. That's important. It's important.
Certainly, it's a big part of our memory care programming, especially, and it kind of carries out throughout the entire community. But yeah, at a minimum, once or twice a week, we're incorporating that on a larger scale, and then we'll have things like art classes, true, real art classes with a true art professor. That sort of thing is certainly a big part of what we're doing.
But they love music, don't they?
Yes,
Absolutely,
very
absolutely.
And they love to hear the oldies or the Frank
It's very
Sinatras.
stimulating.
You
Yeah.
know, and the doo-wop era and stuff like that.
There's amazing stories of folks with advanced Alzheimer's or dementia who are maybe nonverbal, and you can truly communicate with them through music. And so we just heard a story of that recently with one of our folks, and it's really amazing to see. You just start singing mom or dad's favorite song, and they'll perk up and they'll sing with
Exactly.
you. But maybe they haven't spoken to you in months, or
They'll remember the
Right, yeah.
words even,
Absolutely.
and so, I mean, I've done a lot of work with autistic young adults and younger kids, and we put them on the stage because they play instruments.
Well, you had the one kid at the Donna show that
Oh,
sat
yeah.
up front, right?
Yeah, but he just loves to dance and loves
Yeah,
music.
well, she went over and gave him a big
She
hug.
gave him a
yeah.
hug, but we actually had kids play, like they had a little mini combo, jazz combo, and
Sure.
they were playing. It's really terrific how music can do that. I had a such situation with music too. When I was younger, my mom died when I was very young. I was 10 years old, and music got me through my depressions
Sure.
and stuff. And I guess that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And this is like a second. I mean, doing it for a lot of years, but it's like a second career to what I was doing. So
I think music got us all through a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff.
Music does, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things that soothes us, in the worst of our.
I get strange looks in my car. I'm jumping all around. I'm playing
You're dancing.
Harold Melvin and
Okay.
the Blue Notes or
Yeah.
whatever it may be. and
Hey,
Jumping.
I just want to reach out to Paul. Paul Rubin was trying to call in before, but Paul, try again because we just got a call through 631-415-1365. Paul, give us a call
Paul
so you
has
can
a
ask your question.
Wonderful organization that he'll talk about, and I had the honor of hosting his little.
Well, you did bingo
fundraiser.
there, right?
I hosted
You
his
did bingo
bingo.
for Paul.
Paul has an organization called Camp Good Morning, MOURNING.
Okay.
And it's about kids that have lost a sibling or a parent, and it's how he helps get them through. And that hit me right away, as I just said to you. So as soon as I got this email, I jumped right in. Paul's a wonderful guy, and I hope he calls in because we'd like to hear what he has to say.
For sure.
Yeah, because he just said he was trying to call in and he went to voicemail. It might have been because Laurie was calling in.
Sure.
But
We're so popular.
yeah, it was so popular. And that
Yeah, we do
typically
pretty good.
happens.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
do fairly well.
Of course.
So, is your facility open yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so when is that happening?
We're hoping for our models to be open in April.
Right.
And we're hoping to be in there working out of it in June. And
Okay.
then earliest we're probably looking at mid-August, but probably the end of August for moving in. But right now we're in our Welcome Center,
Okay.
which is at 550 Woodbury Road in Plainview.
All right,
So
where is that
anybody can
again?
Come in 550 Woodbury Road in Plainview.
Okay.
And we have a storefront there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have everything set up as, so they'll be able to take tours. We're collecting deposits now.
Well, I'm sure you are.
We are. People love us. I think the greatest thing that people are seeing is that our dining hall is open the entire day, and they
So
can
it's-
eat whenever
Tell
they
us
want.
about your dining.
Yeah.
And you have
Yes,
a bistro or
Let's
something?
We do.
talk about the food
Because I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner, so tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Absolutely.
Can we stop off there on the way home? That's the
The food is outstanding. The food is absolutely outstanding. I was lucky enough to go to our opening in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I was eating lobster rolls and crab cakes. I was like,
That's crazy.
The food is great. But our dining hall is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then we do have a bistro that's open overnight. So if somebody oversleeps and they want to go down at 2 p.m. for breakfast, that's okay. We don't have assigned seating.
What's the
That's a big
difference between
plus.
the bistro and the dining room?
So dining room, you're getting, so it's an all-day dining experience designed kind of so that it's a casual experience.
It's like
you
a
would be
cruise
at
ship type
home.
of situation.
Somewhat, right? Maybe
Kind
a
of
little
is.
bit better, but
Yeah.
but so your dining is going to feature 2 specials, and we have it's like your typical menu at a restaurant, your favorite restaurant.
So you
that
get
you're
your
going to.
regular, and then you have specials.
And
for
then
the
you
night.
have your specials, and that's consistent throughout the course of the day. And then our bistro cafe is designed for wraps and paninis or salads or things like that.
That's great.
So the
I
idea
wish I could get
is-
older faster.
We'll save you a room.
Yes,
I
for
got to
sure.
tell you a funny story, which is related.
You can
to this.
pretend.
Yes, I can.
You go there and just say that.
I told you that I had
sneak
worked
out and do the show.
in one of your competitors
Sure.
at one time, And like you know, we go from hospital to hospital, and we try to get patients to come in.
Sure.
So I go.
Ooh, we got another
Let's
call.
say who it is. Yeah, then we'll continue. To be continued.
To be continued because we like to cut known stories off.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Power Hour. Who are we talking to?
This is Josh from South Windsor.
Josh from South Windsor. Hey,
Windsor.
Josh.
Yeah, South
like
Windsor,
Windsor?
Hi,
Connecticut.
Josh.
I just wanted to call in and give my support to Doug and the team over there at Orchard Estate. They're amazing people, and they're going to do a great job for the seniors there out in Long Island.
Hey, so Josh, let me guess, Josh, you're part of the Benchmark family?
Yeah, you could say so.
Okay, so
Yeah.
no, that's cool. That's cool. No,
Oh,
I'm
it's
glad
nice
you're
that you're
calling
and you're
in.
calling from New Jersey?
Connecticut.
No,
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
He said Connecticut.
I don't hear well.
I know you.
South, yeah, no,
You
no.
don't have to make
South
the
Windsor,
pitch.
Connecticut.
Lauren says she'll save a bed for you. She'll take care of you. That's fantastic.
But anyway, I just
So-
wanted to pop in and say hi, and really, really great team out there at Orchard Estate. For anybody who's looking into them, one of the best places around.
All right, so now the more important question, Josh. Yankee of Red Sox fan?
So he's in the middle.
Oh, I'm gonna have to stay neutral on this. I don't want to stir the pot.
Well, it's good that you
Good
said
answer,
neutral because I
Josh.
was about to hang up the phone.
Well, Josh, we want to thank you for calling in, and again, just like as I told Lori, we really appreciate everything that you guys do.
Absolutely.
For the seniors, and you guys are doing over there at in the Benchmark family, and we really appreciate that. But thanks for calling in. It's fantastic
course.
that you guys are doing that.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You,
Josh.
you know what this is showing? That they're getting the support from their team is what a family unit this company is.
Yeah,
We-
for
What
them
we
it's
to
are
all
take their
about.
time out in the evening, when you're home after a day's work,
Yeah.
for them to call up.
They could be sitting at their desks,
It could be.
right? They could be working right now, supporting the seniors that they're working with.
Every time someone leaves us a deposit, I always say, "Welcome to the family."
That's it.
Because it's
yeah.
true.
And if
we
they don't
are.
leave a deposit, I say, hope you join the family.
Hope you join our family.
So talking about joining the family, I go to this assisted living place, and I tell them I'm looking for a place for my mom. So they give me a tour, as we all know about tours, and then we go downstairs to the dining room. How's this for a closing line? I said, could you tell me a little about your dining room? Oh, well, we redid this building, and this used to be the morgue. I said, what? This used to be the morgue.
That's appetizing.
You are telling me that your dining room is the morgue, and
Very
you want
appetizing.
me to
Yeah,
bring my
yeah.
mom here. Nice to talk to you. Have a nice day.
Exactly.
There you go. I mean, really, what a crazy thing to go and say.
So let's talk about one of the things that we haven't mentioned a lot is how do we get in touch with you guys, over at Orchard Estates. For those of you that are watching on Facebook Live and Twitch and YouTube and everything else, you can see on the screen it's 900 Woodbury Road. That's where they're going to be located once the building is finished.
Correct.
But for right now, they're not there. They are located.
We're at 550 Woodbury Road in Plainview, and you can call us at 516-272-4781.
That's 516-272-4781, and you can talk to Lauren about coming down, seeing what the plans are, and then April being able to take a tour because you'll have the
Yep.
units open, right? To
Yep,
take a look at,
absolutely.
and then be ready to move in by June.
I got a great idea if you want to do this. It would probably be in the next 3-4 months from now, but we could maybe do a remote TV show from your building.
We could do that.
Great.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be
And
great.
we can talk to the scene, we can talk to their kids, we can do whatever, we can talk about, walk around, and show everybody the facilities and stuff like that. And all that for just $2,000.
Right, this guy's always.
Oh, did I say $2,000? No, well, no,
We're
I think
smart
no,
at Benchmark.
well, we'll see.
Don't worry. well, we could talk about that off the.
I think that would be
but-
forget that I'm teasing about the money.
Yeah.
No, I
that'd
wasn't.
be Excellent.
But I think that might be a good idea. You might, and we may be able to, if we get the possibility, even go to Connecticut and go and do something, like that as well, or maybe having the Connecticut people come down to you and talk about the different facilities.
We have another great question, but before we get to that great question, we have to pay the bills again.
All right.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, Jim. All right. Are you associated with a charity or a nonprofit organization that is looking to raise money, but you're not sure what you want to do, or you want to do something different? Well, let me tell you something, friends. I have something for you. You need to contact our friends at Friend Entertainment
The commercial needs a commercial.
USA. Okay?
Hit it.
Let's take the call.
Good evening, everybody, or whoever you are, or whatever. Do you know where you're calling? Pizza, Joe's Pizza.
Welcome to the Business Power Hour down in Music Man. Who are we talking to?
This is Guido from Farmingdale.
Hey, Guido from
Guido,
Farmingdale.
what's up?
You just interrupted my...
I'm sorry, I forgot the question. I'm sorry.
So why don't you hang up and call back in 2 minutes?
Hey, Guido, how's that shirt working out for you? Where'd he go? Oh, he hung up. You know who that was.
Yeah, I know.
Friend of yours?
That's my cousin.
It's okay. He calls every week.
He calls every week.
He's comedy relief.
He's our comedy relief. But getting back, let's get back to what we were doing
Up from
before.
the top.
John, thanks for interrupting the commercial, but let's start from... Are you associated with a charity or nonprofit organization that is looking to raise money, but you want to do something different? Something you have never done before? If that is you, then you need to contact our friends at Friend Entertainment USA. Friend Entertainment USA for the last 30 plus years.
31 to be exact.
31 adds a new dimension to an old idea by creating an easy, affordable, and highly profitable fundraising event. These tribute concerts events feature best tribute talent from all over the USA, saluting stars such as Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, the Temptations, Tina Turner, Earth, Wind and Fire, Journey, Queen, and about 30 or 40 other musical entertainers. Whether you like Motown, rock and roll, R&B, country, Christian, Latin, or whatever type of music you like, they will provide you with the best entertainment there is at a price that is very affordable. Also, new to their musical concerts, they are now offering comedy shows saluting such stars as Robin Williams, Joan Rivers, etc. With over 31 plus years of experience, Friend Entertainment will teach you how to create a successful show. The first thing is to do is to sit with the experts at Friend Entertainment and learn how you and your organization can put together a show that can be done from anywhere in the USA. These events will help bring you needed funds and branding so you can continue to provide the services to your community. No organization is too big or too small. So reach out today and call or email Norman at Friend Entertainment USA and let him help your charity or nonprofit create an unforgettable fundraising experience. Call 631-698-9696. That's 631-698-9696, or visit their website at Friend Entertainment USA and ask for the Music Man. Not bad, right?
Not bad. It was an hour and a half.
Oh my God!
It was,
You have to pay
the
extra
copy
for
was
that?
like 10 pages long.
If you,
I
the
felt like I was
idea
reading a
is
book.
Kids is long.
to read it a little faster.
Well, I
You
wanted
know,
to be
rehearse
clear.
it.
I wanted to be clear.
Yeah. Okay.
Pay extra for that one.
Okay. So what were we doing before?
Well, we had a question, right? And the question of the day wasn't from Guido in Farmingdale, who forgot his question, right?
Guido can call back after the question.
Yeah, because Guido, we want to know how that shirt's working out for you. All right. Okay, here we go. From our friend Brian again. Another good question from Brian. I'll say this one's an okay question, not as good as the
This is
first
the
one.
only guy that's listening in, by the way.
Okay, are you also helping the caregivers, a.k.a. family members, when they take their family members out or even just during their visit? So I guess what he's asking is, when family members come in to visit, if there's needed assistance with them, are you guys helping out too? Are you always there to help out, or are you kind of leaving the family members on their own with their family members?
No, so I mean, it's all based on the need. So certainly if the family needs our support during that time, then we're happy to be there, and we certainly would be.
I don't necessarily understand the question that
I
he's
think
asking.
I think what he's saying is, if somebody needs assistance, like
For
medical
example.
assistance and things like that.
I bring
and-
my mom in there,
Right.
okay? And so what kind, outside of the fact that she needs some assistance, which is there, what other family members is he
Say your
referring
mom
to?
can't walk, right?
Okay.
We'll say your mom can't walk. I think what Brian is asking is, if your mom can't walk and I show up, you show up, do you have to now deal with your mom? Or if she needs to, somebody needs to move her from the bed to the chair.
Oh,
or
always
Yeah,
things
we
like
would,
that.
first of all, just to say, we would never leave anyone alone. Of
course.
Ever. And we always have a nurse on staff 24/7. We have a doctor there at least once a week. So there's always care available. Yes. No. Yeah.
And I think maybe what Brian's talking about in his question too is that the whole point of your mom or dad or loved one moving into our community is so that you can be their adult child again, right? So you kind of, of course you're still a caregiver to an extent, but that's our job. So we take that on now. So that when you're visiting, yeah, you're just visiting,
visiting.
mom.
Right.
And certainly we're present, we're available, and we'll be there to help during that time. And we're checking in and we're allowing you to have your visit and your family time. But it's very much a part of what we do.
Do you find that a lot of times when people put family members into assisted living, they have some adjustment period for themselves that they have to go through? Do you guys offer any type of programs for the family members to help them through those adjustments?
Sure. There's two key folks on our team, on our leadership team. There are case managers, and part of their role is to support and help the residents as they transition, but also the family members as well. They say it takes 21 days for anyone to adjust, right? So now you move into a senior living community. It's certainly going to take even longer than that to make that adjustment, but that's for the resident themselves and the family. So yeah, we have the supportive people in place to help them through that process.
Right.
And it's certainly a very big part of it.
Right, and Brian just wrote in and did a little more clarification. For example, in your dementia section of your and I don't want to say section because I don't think that's the right
We call it a
terminology,
neighborhood.
right?
Good name.
Yeah,
That's good.
If I go visit my mom now and she has no idea who I am, that could be very traumatic.
Right.
Right. So I'm sure your people are there to help support through those type of things
Absolutely.
also. Especially if grandkids are showing up and then all of a sudden the grandparent has no idea who the grandkids are, and that's probably more typical of dementia patients than them not knowing their own kids, right?
So Brian does actually have really good questions, by the way. But so kind of to
don't,
that point,
because
I
tomorrow
know.
that's all I'm going to have.
He's going to be on the phone tonight.
But,
He's great. He's
but to
thinking.
his point, it's a great point. So we have a specific program for that. So he's absolutely right. If you're visiting a loved one with advanced dementia, they may not know who you are any longer, and you may be struggling with ways to interact. And so we have a specific program. We have designed specifically for that person what they enjoy doing, and it's almost like an activity box, right? And you come to visit mom or dad, or the grandkids come, and there's all that favorite stuff that they enjoy doing, and it's right there, and you're participating in an activity with them, certainly. So it's a big part of what we do, and we can help
Do
facilitate
you have
that.
private dining rooms?
We do. So our private dining room is really for special events or families to reserve during holidays.
So if
and
they want
things
to book
like
a
that.
Christmas event or a Hanukkah
Birthday.
event or
We
whatever
call them
with the
family kitchenettes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
We do.
That's a nice feature.
Yeah, it's very nice.
to have.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you don't have enough of them because a lot of the
For sure.
adults
Probably everybody wants to
be with
So
their
big
family.
holidays, yeah, you'll have
Yeah.
3 to 4 spaces in the community.
You got to
reserved.
pre-book it months in
Yep,
advance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, when holidays come, do you find that a lot of the family are coming in and trying to take their family members out for the holiday? Do you have a lot of that? Or is it more that they really can't go anywhere, so family members will come and visit, and you'll have like a Christmas... Do you do like one of those big Christmas dinners with everybody in the
Well,
facility?
For sure.
Type
So
of
there's
thing?
a couple, and you can elaborate too, but yeah, I think usually what you find is about, it always works out that there's about half of the residents are going out with their families and celebrating, and then the other half might stay in, but the folks that are staying in, their families are coming to join them at our
Right.
community. And so we're hosting events for all the major holidays and all the major celebrations, and certainly, we've had events in some of my previous communities and experiences with the company of, over 200, 300 people in attendance for those bigger kind of things. But
You got a
it's
lot
usually
of
a split.
you got a lot of restaurants in and around the area.
Mhm.
Have you visited them yet to make like holiday type plans and say, by the way, we're going to recommend you? Can you give a discount or any
We have
stuff
done
like
that, yes, we have done that. We've also held 2 very successful events at Fox Hollow Country Club.
What'd you do there?
we held an event. We sent out invitations, inviting people, letting them know about our new community opening, and we had an overwhelming response. We had over 100 people at
Wow.
both events. We had another event, a lunch at La Familia, which was very successful.
Another good place.
So we've had a lot of interest from the community. So
that's
it's gone very
fantastic.
well.
And a lot of times communities fight assisted living places when they're coming in.
They've been very
Yeah.
welcoming to us, I have to say.
Well, that's
They've been-
fantastic that they
yeah.
are that way, because not too long ago I remember seeing it on the news that they were trying to put an assisted. I think it was Ronkonkoma. They were trying to put another assisted living facility in Ronkonkoma, and the community was fighting it.
You know, another
It
thing
was
to
on the
think
South
about.
Shore.
It was on the South Shore. You remember what I'm talking about, though?
Actually, it was
That's-
in my town, and that
Sayville, right?
place won.
Yeah.
That's a
It-
gigantic place. But, you know, another thing to think about is there is a lot of assisted living communities going up, but it's also creating a lot of jobs. And the most important and available work in the 21st century really is going to be care work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I feel like when my generation was kind of growing up, and to nobody's fault, the dads were going out. It almost tore the families apart. You know, they had to go to work. They had to get a job. You know, not my dad. Thank God I was fortunate enough to have a dad that really was home for me and soccer coach and everything
Right.
like that. But I saw that happening. So now, you know, you can teach your kids to care for their siblings, their parents, their grandparents, and there's work for them. You know, the nurses, the home health aides, whatever it is. So I feel like that's a good thing for these assisted living communities, to teach our kids to care.
Well, and that's the thing, is teaching the kids to care. Do you find that a lot of times kids come in and they're actually afraid of the other residents because they've never been around that type of situation? I remember as a kid, my godfather came down with MS, and it scared me. And it was like scary seeing him and being around him, because I didn't know how to act. And you know, as I got older, obviously, you know, it became much easier, and I realized it was still him. He just couldn't walk anymore. You know, I mean, do you find that with like younger kids coming in being afraid or having issues like that?
So sometimes they would, if they're not used to seeing someone on a walker or older, they could,
When
you know.
when you're saying younger, you mean like 10 years old and whatever?
Yeah. I'm talking about like grade school kids and things like that, because you know.
So we often, it's a great point, and it does happen quite often. And we typically like to partner with daycares or things like that, and kind of tie in your intergenerational types of activities.
Yeah, I know
and
schools.
programs.
A lot of schools do a lot of
Absolutely.
pen pal programs.
For sure.
And, you know, and the kids will write letters back and forth, and they'll come and visit in the fall, and they'll come and visit in the spring, so they can meet their pen pals, and you know, and those type of things. Is that stuff that you guys get? Obviously, if you
Absolutely.
get, yeah.
I've been with the company for over 7 years now.
Right.
My last building was in Connecticut. Our neighbor was
Were they
a
Yankee
daycare.
fans? Or a Met fan?
No,
Red
so
Sox?
listen, I grew up in New England, so I'm a Boston, I'm
Don't
a Red
ask
Sox
that.
guy. I'm a
Oh, here we
Patriots
go.
guy.
If I would have known that, you would be sitting in that seat.
Yeah, I figure wait till the
You
end of the
understand.
show.
I'm
to talk about
Yankees!
that.
No, I can't say that. I'll be fired from Benchmark.
I'll get you rehired again.
He grew up in the Bronx. So
I worked in Yankee
Sure, so
Stadium.
You're right there. You're right there.
As a matter
When-
of fact,
when
but I
Babe
didn't
Ruth-
work for the
Babe Ruth,
Yankees.
He watched
Yeah, you
Babe
saw
Ruth
him
play.
play, right?
That's it.
Yeah. I was at Yankee Fantasy Camp in
That's
Fort
awesome.
Lauderdale
That's
in
awesome.
1985 with Mickey and the whole crew. Yeah.
We're really equal opportunity over here. I like
That's
the
it.
Red Sox. I like the Yankees. I also like the Mets, I gotta say.
No, you know
I
what?
like New York teams, period.
Yeah.
That's what I cheer
I'm a
for.
baseball fan. I'm a Yankee fan
Exactly.
first. Yankee
Right.
fan first, but same time, I'll go to any baseball game as long as it's good baseball. Same thing with football. I'm a Giants fan, but at the same time, you know what? I'll go to a football.
Oh, you
good
just
football
brought
game.
something up. I was going to save it for the end. But
Well, we'll
as long
save
as
it for the end. Don't worry.
But
Let's
it's-
not
okay,
even
let's
their
remember
time.
to
Well, you know what?
segue.
Believe it or not, it's almost the end.
Almost.
We only got a couple of minutes
Wow.
left. I told you this time
does
is going to
Wow,
fly.
what a fun hour.
When can we come back?
See, you're fun, Norm.
We want to come
Somebody
back.
Lauren thinks you're fun.
You're fun.
I'm adorable. Aren't I?
Super.
I'm adorable. I'm precious.
You are.
What do you think? What do you think, Jim? Huh?
I love
Yeah,
yourself.
Be
Bite
precious
me.
like precious.
All right, one more time, Lauren. Tell us, or Doug, if you want, tell us how people can get in touch with you now All right. If
So they
wanna
can come
talk-
and give you a deposit.
So, and they're refundable too, you know, so we want to
Refundable.
put that out there. But yeah, so they can call 516-272-4781 or come and visit us. We're open every single day from 9 to 5, 7 days a week. 550 Woodbury Road in Plainview.
Okay, one more time. 550 Woodbury
550
Road?
Woodbury Road in Plainview, 7 days a week, 9 to 5.
All right. You can also find them on Facebook.
Correct.
Yes,
Right,
Facebook,
Doug?
Orchard Estate of Woodbury on Facebook, and our website, Benchmark Senior
I
Living.
think
And you guys also have an Instagram account.
Yeah, Benchmark Senior Living.
Well,
has an
actually,
Instagram
it's
account, right?
Orchard-Estate-Woodbury on Instagram.
That's new to
I
me.
think people should visit you.
Right behind.
I think the phone
I do my
calls-
research, my friend.
Go.
The phone calls are good,
We have
but
our
they
own
should
Orchard
come and
Estate site
actually
on
see. It's
Facebook.
much different
Yes, I know. I have that up there.
when they
behind you,
come
too.
and they look at what mom and dad could possibly
It's
be.
a different experience.
Right.
For
It's
sure.
it's totally different. They can ask all the questions in the world, but for their sake and for your sake, it's most important to get them walk through the door. You set up lunches for the adult children and stuff to
Yeah,
come
that's
in.
right.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Cool.
Well, we want to thank you guys for being on the show. You were a
Thank
lot
you.
of fun.
Thank you for
Right,
having
we
me.
look,
Thank
we
you.
Oh,
look
you guys
forward
were
to having
great.
you back.
You see, I
And-
told you.
And definitely, we're gonna talk about that offer that Norm made about us coming.
Hey,
and
we're doing a
doing
roommate.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Mhm.
Sounds
Okay.
good. We'd love that.
All right, guys. So thanks for being on. So Norm, good show. Great guests.
It's all right.
I thought great guests.
You think?
I thought they were very
Best
we'll see.
guest of the week. We're only guest of the
good. Yeah,
week.
best.
So we have
We
to
are
You
best.
hit it on both
Best
accounts.
guest of the
Yes,
month.
You're
best
best
guest
and
of
the
the month.
only. See, now next week we have two. Now I'm going to hook you up if you want to with the Alzheimer's Foundation and the people that are coming.
They're great people.
So
I
you
know those
can you
people.
can count on that.
Yes.
You'll have a
You're watching.
referral from me
For sure.
Thank you.
from next week.
They're
And
wonderful
the
people.
young lady that's coming in here is just sensational. She's very, very well known. And she's also in your business, but she's also involved with Alzheimer's.
Yes.
So she'll be a good asset for you. So
Excellent.
what's going on with you? What's coming up?
I got. You know what? It's just been busy. Taxes, things like that. Doing a lot more coaching. Coaching's coming down
Yeah,
the
you
pipe.
had a good day today.
I had a good day today. I got
4
the-
new clients today.
Well,
Excellent.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, they're not all closed yet, but
They're
you know,
close.
working
You
with
want me to
them.
finish them off?
You can finish them off. Well, you're very good at that. That's what we do with the show. Is I line them up and he
brings-
knocks them down.
Then I knock them off.
Then he knocks them off and he brings it up. What do you got going on? You got a couple of shows coming up, don't you?
More important than that, if there are any New York Giant fans out there, we're talking old school New York Giant fans. I have a meeting tomorrow with a function that's going to be going on at Giant Stadium in New Jersey. And if everything works out okay, this particular old school lineman, very, very well known.
Let's not say who it is yet.
I'm
until
not
we
saying
get
who it is because I have not had a conversation. Will be sitting on either your seat or your seat. And I'm sorry?
or fill the whole couch.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to use both couches because this is a large man. He's a large
Super
man. and
Bowl
he's a
winning lineman
very,
for the
yes, he
Giants.
is, and very, very well known. So we're hoping that it goes and works out. And things are going good with the Robin Williams show. It's
Robin Williams, yeah.
yeah, it's
I'm
coming
looking
along
forward
great.
to that show. That's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, we signed the prisoners.
Prisons.
Pause of Wars. We're doing Journey, Blood, Sweat, and Tears in Chicago.
Okay.
That's going to be in October. I got a
Excellent.
bunch of shows out of New York. I traveled to Pennsylvania and Maryland a lot. Got a response from a church in South Carolina. I had put together this new. I use LinkedIn, and I made a proprietary type of system with LinkedIn, and it's working like really, really well. So I haven't signed any deals yet, but getting a lot of response. And that's
He's
it.
talking to a lot of people during the day now, so it
Yeah.
keeps him busy.
That's it.
So good, excellent,
Yeah, that's
Norm.
it.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I don't have any speaking engagements coming up. When I do, obviously I'll announce those and we'll get out there. So
We wish you a happy St. Patty's Day.
Hi,
Next week
happy
will be
St. Patty's Day.
Why don't you
Yes.
call us next Wednesday and say, oh, by the way, and we'll wish you happy
Well,
St. Patty's Day.
guys, remember on Monday, this Monday at
Right.
6:50, we're going to be on earlier, 6:15 p.m. We're going to have the Alzheimer's Association on.
Perfect.
Okay, so look for those announcements. We'll be sending
And
those
then
announcements.
Wednesday,
Watching.
on the 13th, we have a cybersecurity expert that's going to be a big-time expert. So if you got any computers out there and you want to protect yourself and your information and not get hacked, tune in next week. You're going to get a lot of information. That's it. Are we over the hour?
We're over the hour,
Oh,
man.
no, we're about
no,
there.
we're right on.
That's it.
We're
So
right
that's
on,
it.
right, Jim?
So, ladies and gentlemen, we
Okay.
thank you for tuning in again. Please tune in next week, both nights, Monday and Wednesday. And we wish you a good week and a good weekend. And is that it?
Thanks everybody for tuning in. And
thanks for making our numbers go up.
And
'cause our
thanks
numbers
again to
keep on
Big
going
Frog
up.
for being our T-shirt sponsor.
Ribbit.
Ribbit? Yeah, I know you like that ribbit stuff.
Ribbit.
And we'll see you guys on Monday
Ribbit.
night. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Ribbit.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Today's show was brought to you by Friend Entertainment USA, producing the best concerts for charities and corporations for over 30 years. CBMS Consulting Services, turning vision into value. And CBMS Bookkeeping Services, control your business before it controls you. In association with Village Connection Network, your full-service marketing and media company. If you're interested in being a guest on our show, visit our website at www.bphdmm.com for more information.
That all dead, the lines cut off inside my head. I left here like a broken man, with no idea of where I stand. Oh, my mind clear. Lord, I shed all of my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting here while you moved on. Security, the super freedom you kept from me. The sound of all your loaded guns. This outbreak war has just begun. The sound of all your loaded guns. This broken man has already won. Oh, my mind clear. Lord, I shed all of my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting.